Hey everyone, alrighty. So this is Ziki, and I hope you're all doing very well. Okay. So right now, I have decided to come out live. I have decided to share with you the stories in a live video instead of a pre-recorded video, right? So I do have two stories to share with you. All right. Okay. And if you're new to the channel, why don't you subscribe and stay so that you don't miss on all the updates I give to you each and every day. Okay, guys, so yes, I am back again with some more stories coming from Zimbabwe. Hey, Edson. Now, the first story that I have is a lot of people have been wondering when are the schools going to open. We know that the schools were supposed to open like some time, back, but then they were postponed. And now a lot of people have been waiting to know when are the Zimbabwean schools going to open. Well, the date is there. The schools are going to be opening on the 7th of February. Yes, Muswa 7 February ndipo pari kuvhura schools in Zimbabwe. The announcement has been made in acting president Constantine Chiwenga ndo vaita announcement vachitaura kuti schools emuZimbabwe akuzovhurwa musi wa7 February, right? And again tiri ipapo vanga vachita review some of the COVID regulations that were there. Of course, Zimbabwe is operating under level 2. So they say that the curfew time is going to be starting from midnight up until 5:30 a.m. And also for those people who will be coming into Zimbabwe, all you need to do is to have a 48-hour, test, COVID test. 48 hours paunosvika muZimbabwe. That way, there is no quarantine. Kana ukanga usina matest akadero, you're not going to be allowed to enter into Zimbabwe. All right. And also vakataura ivo kuti like my restaurants, they're also going to be opening, a little bit late, up until 10 p.m. for only those people who are fully vaccinated, all right? So only those people who are fully vaccinated in my hotels, in my bars, in my restaurants up until 10 p.m. Yeah, so schools are going to be opening 7 February, okay? So get ready. It's only, how many days left? Only a few days left for the schools to open, and I think it's going to give a lot of parents time to prepare. Just not knowing what time something is going to happen is really difficult. So here it is, friends. 7 February, schools are going to open. Now I go to the next story that I also want to share with you. I've been talking much about the issue of Zimbabweans in South Africa and the issue of foreigners in South Africa. We have seen Operation Dudula, we have seen Put South Africa First, we have seen the EFF and many other organizations coming out, talking about this issue of foreigners in South Africa. And a lot of people are again saying, Zimbabweans in particular, saying, why do you want to chase us away from South Africa? Others saying, a lot of things that were going on. And all this was emanating from that. South Africans are saying foreigners are taking our jobs, Zimbabweans are taking our jobs. And now there's an organization that is in South Africa that is NUMSA. NUMSA is a trade union, okay? Is a trade union in South Africa. It stands for National Union of Metal Workers of South Africa. Yes. Now, this is a very, very big trade union in South Africa. They represent a lot of workers there. So they came out, okay, condemning the issue kuti Zimbabweans must go back to their country. Foreigners are stealing our jobs, okay? NUMSA came out saying, well, it is not the case. It so seems that South Africans and some other organizations like, Operation Dudula, they are directing their frustration to the wrong people. They are attacking the wrong people, Instead of them, they should be attacking the ANC because it is the ANC that is the government that is failing its own people, all right? They are saying that even if a few foreigners that are in South Africa right now are going to be returned to their countries, still there will not be any jobs for South Africans because according to the statement, they say it is about 46% unemployment. So where did the foreigners fall into this? Okay, so before I go any further, I just want you to listen to what the spokesperson of NUMSA said pertaining to the issue Yema foreigners who are in South Africa. This report was done by ENCA, and Aitaura Kuti, please, let's not direct our anger to the wrong people, right? So just listen to this video clip, and I'll continue with the video.
Your statement is very but it's very hard hitting as well. Just for the benefit of our viewers who may not have seen it, you are saying that people who are campaigning for the forcible removal of foreigners who are in the country, especially illegal migrants, are targeting the wrong people. They should be targeting, for example, the governing party.
I don't know if the audio is clear enough.
Absolutely, Bradan. For us, this is a very important issue, and we are very disturbed by the activities that we have been seeing taking place through the guise of these types of operations like Operation Dudula, where entities that have no mandate, I might add, no legal mandate that we know of, are now going around like policemen and removing people under the guise that they're removing illegal immigrants. I think it's very important that, first of all, we should ask questions on whose mandate is this? Whose mandate are they operating under? Because the people who are responsible for that type of work are the police, or in some cases, the Department of Labor, if you're speaking about workplaces. But more importantly, what we are seeing, which it disturbs us greatly, is this narrative, which seems to be strengthening, that South Africa's unemployment is due to the fact that foreign nationals have stolen jobs. That is not true. The evidence does not back it up. The problems that people are experiencing right now have got nothing to do with foreign nationals. They've got everything to do with policy decisions that this government has taken and failure by this government to deliver services to our people.
And you point out in your statement, I mean, you use some data, some statistics about what's the percentage of migrants who constitute who are in South Africa. It's about 4%. Therefore, it's a tiny minority. But you go to pains as well to express concern about the fact that the bulk of those who are being attacked are African migrants, which leads to that hate and xenophobic behavior.
Absolutely, Bradan. Because, first of all, as you correctly put it, the Department of Labor last year, when they were before Parliament, confirmed that the total population of foreign nationals living in South Africa is 4%. And that they only take up about, I think it's about 7% that exist that work in various jobs in South Africa. Now, our unemployment problem, we have 46% unemployment. 46%. So if we have 46% unemployment, which is almost half the population, how do you then blame 4% of the population for a problem that affects 46% of the population? It's just not conceivable that that number of people could occupy that number of jobs. I mean, that's just a simple fact. Secondly, the reason we've got such high levels of unemployment is because even the jobs that we do have, this government is not taking decisive steps in order to intervene in the economy, in order to protect jobs, in order to create jobs. If you look at, for example, what the apartheid government did back in those days, they set up state-owned entities whose role was not just developmental, but the role of those state-owned entities, Braden, was to create jobs for the white working class. The ANC government comes into power, and the very first thing that they do.
Okay, so what she's actually saying there is what I've already highlighted. She's saying that there was a report that said that in South Africa, they only have 4% of the population is what foreigners. So they're saying, how can 4%, be the one that is affecting unemployment, which is very high in South Africa? So in other ways, what they're trying to say is, actually what they're saying is, foreigners are not to blame when it comes to unemployment in South Africa, okay? And they went on to say that foreigners have the right to work in South Africa, just like South Africans have got the right to work in any other country that they go to, okay? Because we do have a lot of South Africans also who are living in other countries who are working, all right? So they are not being treated unequally. They're not being told that you need to leave and go back to your country. No, they are working as long as they are legal in the country, as long as they've got required documentation, they've got required qualifications for them to be doing the jobs that they are doing, why are you setting them away? Why do you want them to leave? Because some of these are advocates, who are saying South Africa first and everything. They're saying regardless of whether you are legal or illegal, you just have to go. All right, you just have to go. So this is what NUMSA is saying. No, it doesn't have to be like that. Okay, it doesn't have to be everyone should go. No, we need to have balance. We need foreigners in our country in as much as we are also foreigners in other people's countries. Okay, so the issue of foreigners in South Africa has been playing for quite a long time. And unfortunately, it always looks like it's targeting only Africans. Okay, when it comes out, it only targets like Africans. It only targets countries like Zimbabwe. They're always on the news. Okay, for some reason. Okay, it's always Zimbabwe. It's always Africans. All right, and it's not even other countries are not even mentioned in the equation of foreigners in South Africa. And this is the issue as again NUMSA was bringing out, that why is it that you're always targeting Africans? Are Africans the only groups of people that are in South Africa? Are they the only ones who are employed in South Africa? All right. So they're saying by continuously mentioning Africans, Zimbabweans, that way is actually attracting, issues whereby people get, attacked in the streets. People get evicted in the streets. People get, beaten and everything because of this nature of labeling them as Africans. Zimbabweans are the ones stealing our jobs, are the ones doing criminal things in South Africa and everything. And also, if you look at statistics again, they're saying if you look in prisons in South Africa, people are saying foreigners are the ones, Zimbabweans are committing crime, a number of crimes in South Africa. But they say if you look at prisons in South Africa, you find that foreigners are just a handful. The majority of people who are filling up prisons in South Africa, they are South Africans. So they're saying don't blame everything on foreigners, okay? In as much as no one condemns, criminality or criminal activities by foreigners, we are saying don't condemn foreigners on everything that is going wrong in South Africa. Yes, Africans are doing their part in, doing, some sort of things that are not okay in the South African community, but South Africans should take responsibility for their own actions as well. So this is what they are talking about here. We know that a lot of people who are in South Africa, most of them, they do their hustling. Most of them, they do all these menial jobs and everything, right? And if you say Zimbabwean is taking my job, in South Africa, this is why they say, what are you talking about? What kind of jobs are Zimbabweans taking away from you? All right, what kind of jobs are Malawans taking away from you? These people are just, hustling. So do you also want to hustle instead of you directing your anger and frustrations to foreigners who just came yesterday? Why don't you give your frustration to the government that is leading you? Because it is the government that is letting you down. Okay, it is the government that is not creating enough employment for its own people. It is the government that enforces laws of immigration. It is the government that enforces a lot of things and policies that govern everything. And they're saying inequality in South Africa has always been there, but it's not even about Africans coming in there. It's not even. It's all about apartheid and the black and white inequality that is or that already exists in South Africa. But of course, it is human nature that when things are not really working out well for you, you always find the weaker link. You always fight the weaker link instead of fighting the big ones who control everything. You rather go and fight the weaker link. You direct your frustration to the weaker link. In this case, the weaker links are the Zimbabweans. The weaker link are the Africans in South Africa. Those are the ones that end up being attacked by South Africans because they are directing their frustrations on those kind of people. They cannot really stand up and go and face ANC. They cannot really stand up and go and face their leaders. Okay, they cannot do that. They don't have the power to do that. Okay, so they end up just targeting the weak links. And in this case, these are Zimbabweans who are always suffering, always on the receiving side. But hey, all I'm saying is I'm not saying that if Zimbabweans are undocumented, they should be allowed to do whatever they want to do. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just talking in the sense of what some of these organizations are saying, that whether you have got papers, whether you don't have papers, legal and illegal, you just have to go. This is the issue. This is where the issue is. Okay, so my name is Ziko, right? So I think these are some of the stories that I wanted to share with you, my friends. I was supposed to do a pre-recorded video for you, but I decided like, okay, let me just make this video as a live video, right? So that you can have some interactions like that, all right? So that is the reason. And also, I think most of us, we are watching AFCON. Is getting interesting out there. And yeah, I've been following AFCON from day one, and I've been giving updates again on it. It's getting interesting for some of you who watch soccer. And tonight we're waiting for another game that is coming up. So yeah, this is all I have for you, my friends, and I hope you're all doing very well. I am so glad that I saw Being Real George coming in, a very, very great content creator. And Eston, thank you so much, Eston. It's been long since I saw your face, and everybody else who is in the chat right now. Now, let me just round up what I wanted to share with you, my friends. Zimbabwean schools are going to be opening on the 7th of February. Okay, this has been announced by the acting president, Constantine Chiwenga, that schools are open on 7th February, because a lot of people wanted to know the date for the opening of schools in Zimbabwe, right? And also, yeah, and then they also have to look at the regulations, some restrictions that have been put, but I think they have relaxed a little bit. So when it comes to quarantine, to all those things, they've really relaxed a little bit. Okay, so which means things are getting better. And also, please take care of yourselves. We are seeing that there are a lot of floods out there, a lot of rain. Don't cross flooded rivers. All right, just be safe wherever you find yourself at. Just be safe. Okay. It's not really cool things out there, all right? And here we are. It's very cold. We are indoors. Okay. It's very, very cold out there, so we are just staying indoors, no running around outside, okay? I wish I could see who is in the stream and who is not there, but unfortunately, I can't see. I can't see who is not in and who is in. Okay, guys, so I need to love you and I need to leave you. I will continuously be giving you updates, especially, my passion is about Africans in foreigners rather in South Africa and the Zimbabweans in South Africa. Those stories I'm interested. So any developments, any new stories that are coming, I am going to be the one to give to you. And also I am going to be giving to you updates on what? For those of you who follow me on Facebook, you can find AFCON updates there. Every day I send to you there which teams are winning and which teams are losing, okay? And which teams are going to be taking the AFCON, all right? Who are going to take. So, okay, guys, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Okay, goodbye. We need to settle down.